Hi everyone, my name is Wayne Liang, Aragon watch designer, and welcome to our Aragon watch review. We're going to talk about the brand new Enforcer, okay? But this time it is a limited edition, okay? One is limited edition to only 50 pieces per color, and it is the SII NE20. The one behind above is limited edition to 80 pieces, and it's the NE57. Now, when we're going to get the close-up, we're going to talk about the differences between the two movements and why it is so important and why I made it into a limited edition. So just to give you a the specification of this collection, and it's specifically designed for the guys out there that prefer larger timepieces. So from the 3 to 9 o'clock position is 50 millimeter. The north to south is approximately 57, okay? And the thickness is approximately 17 to 17.5, I should say that. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating for both models. And then also the water resistance is 1,000 meter with 3,300 feet, okay? With helium valve released at the 9 o'clock sidewall, and most importantly, it also comes with a glide lock. I find it very useful with a glide lock. The bracelet thickness is 5 millimeter, so I have to tell you, the watch is not for everybody. It's for the guys who prefer larger timepieces, and it's quite hefty. I would guess, I didn't weight the watch, but I'm guessing when I lift it up, it's somewhere around 310 grams of stainless steel, solid stainless steel. It's all done in, the bracelet is all done in vertical polish finish, and then the sidewall as well. So let's come in and do a close-up. And I like to talk about the NE20 first. Okay, now, so with the close-up, and I'm gonna pick the lime green to talk about, is because through the video it's a lot easier to talk about. So I really like this watch, and of course there's many reasons behind it. Is if you look at the bezel, okay, it's done in high polish finish, so it's the helium release valve. But the sidewall of the case on the sidewall is done north to south, which is a vertical brush. However, if you see the surface of the case, it's done in a north and south direction. The bezel is being polished with a sunburst finish. The bracelet is being done with vertical brush. As you can see, this bracelet is the original, the Enforcer bracelet design with the combination of a vertical line running in the center link, which is very, very nicely done. And it's all matching from the solid percent link down to the bracelet. So this design here, what we call is the case and bracelet integration design. So you can't remove the bracelet because it's seamlessly conformed from the case to the bracelet. So the width over here is approximately 32 millimeter and tapers down to 24, all right? So now over here is what I mentioned earlier, is the glide lock. So very interesting, and the clasp is being done in solid stainless steel, and this button up below here, you can have micro adjustment easily. You can very easily adjust them without you need to take it off your wrist and use a tool to size it. And I saw somebody put this watch on in a very interesting way. After they size the bracelet, you know how sometimes when you try to put on the watch, it's very, very tight. You can't, put it over. So I saw somebody, they open all the they open up the micro adjustment and put on the watch. And then what they do is they close it, okay? And that's how they were doing it. So while you press the button and then you minimize the length of the clasp, which is very, very cool. So let's come in, and then I can also show you, you see how the crown is at the 4 o'clock position. If you look at the crown guard, the details right here is, you see how there are 2 holes that is drilled through. Okay, this is very challenging. If you look at the size of the hole, okay, it's a design, it's also functional, So if you look at how small, tiny the holes is, every time when we use a drill bit, right, to go through this, how easily we could drill and then bend and break the drill bit. The point I'm trying to make is these little tiny details in the watch design, it could cause extra time and extra cost during the manufacturing processing. Okay, so now the next part is, if you look at the crown at the 4 o'clock position, it's all full loom. It's recessed approximately like a millimeter deep down, and then we filled it up with the green loom glows green. Okay, so the bezel is being done with white loom glows blue. Okay, you can see it has the traditional the screw on the bezel. Okay, for the identity of the enforcer. So now, if you look at the teeth, okay, on the side of the bezel, you can see they're not in a straight angle. They're all, I should say, turning counterclockwise position. But you can just use them in the design and the design aspiration. So you can use and grab the teeth bezel and turn them. It's a 120 teeth rotating bezel. So now let's go into the design of the dial. So I like this a lot. Okay, so with the anti-reflective coating, in a certain angle you can see that bluish reflection from underneath the dial. So now here, if you look at the chapter ring, right? So it first begin flat position, okay, and then micro imprint the minute line, and then you can also see the numerals in each and every single one of the position. Now, after you see this flat position, it slopes down to the dial. Now you can see the finishes on the chapter ring is done in that sandblasted finish, okay? And then you can also see each one of the hour indexes cut out, okay? So to import the hour index into the chapter ring. This is one of the stuff I like to do because it gives a very three-dimensional look, okay? So our index, our white loom glows green. So are the hands, okay? Minute and the hour hands. So now let's look over here. This is a limited edition, okay? Only 50 pieces per color execution. I think it's very important. I think it makes it much more collectible, okay? And this is the final production, okay, of the NE20 for the Aragon brand. I'm not saying the movement is no longer available, but this is the final production of the NE20 for our 2021 production, okay? So, really, really cool watch. I know some of the guys, watch collectors, watch enthusiasts, they like a clean dial, right? 3 hands with a date or 3 hands with no date. But I like power reserve. I think I've mentioned this so many times that one of my favorite complication is the power reserve. So what I have here at the 10 o'clock position is a small scale of the power reserve, okay? So as you wind the crown manually, let me do a demonstration if I can do this with having the watch upside down, right? So I unscrew the crown. As I turn it clockwise, you can see in the red position of the hands, it's going into the green. So from no power to the full power, when you see this hand, keep moving to the full power, so the watch will provide you approximately 40 hours of power reserve, okay? So you can charge the watch 2 ways, by manually wind by the crown, okay, clockwise, or by wearing the watch. So now, if you wear the watch, you can see the rotor, it winds both directions, okay? So you can wind this way, clockwise, or counterclockwise, and the rotor is fully decorated. 29 joules and 28,800 vibration per hour, okay? So it makes, you can see the second hand runs very, very smoothly. So for example, a lot of the much more high-end movement or more sophisticated movement, they're usually done in the 28,800 vibration. So some of the older movements, they are usually in the 21,600. It doesn't mean they're better or not as good. It's just the vibration is quicker. So another part I want to show you right here is the date at the 7 o'clock position and the day. Now, one tips I like to share with you is, it's very interesting. Don't ever adjust your day and date during the danger zone, okay? So you always adjust your day and date, like between 6 a.m. to your 9 p.m. So a lot of people will ask, like, how do I know the watch is a.m. or p.m.? So very simple, you can just do this exercise. You forward the time, right? You keep forward the time, and then you keep your eyes on the date. You keep your eyes on the date hand or the day hand, either one. So as soon as you see it switches, or both of them switch, so you know this is the 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. in the morning. So what you do is you advance your time, okay? Pass through 6, and then you now can adjust the day and the date safely without damaging the day spring or the day spring. So this is cool. So I want to show you the healing valve. I showed you earlier where the glide lock clamps. So this is it. This is the NE20 and only 50 pieces per call execution, and the numbers are being engraved the back of the watch. Okay, so I just want to show you, and oh, by the way, make sure you lock the crown like I do after adjust your day and day and your time so the water doesn't get in. So I want to give you a quick, not sure if you can see it. By the way, I'm wearing the Concept S. I love this watch. It's very different, it's very unique, and the design concept behind it is taken from the spacecraft. So anyway, this is the NE20. It comes in the piano black, the Aragon purple, and our lime green. It's very, very refreshing color with this. Okay. So the next one is the SII NE57. Okay. So the difference between NE20 and the NE57 I like to point out to you is, if I can find, okay, here, let me move the hands. All right, so I just stopped it. Let me show it to you. So basically, this collection here, I'm gonna start beginning from the bezel, is 3-9 o'clock position is 50 millimeter, and then you can see the same design concept is the chapter ring. It's flat on the surface, on the outer edge, micro imprint of the minute, and then down slope immediately with the sandblasted finish. So cutting and cut out the chapter ring and position each one of the hour index. So same thing, white loon glows blue for the bezel, and then the hands are being done in green, white loon glows green. So I'm going to point out, all the functions of this movement is you have your second hand, your hour, and your minute, and you can see this yellow hand right here, which is your center power reserve hand. So what it does is, so when you're not wearing the watch, you will see this hand slowly wind down back to the empty position, right? So when you start wearing the watch, or when you manually wind the crown, you will start seeing the yellow hand moves down to between the 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock position. Once it's in this position, it gives you approximately 42 hours of power reserve, which is my favorite, okay? My favorite computation. Now, the next thing is, you notice there's a subdials over here at the 7 o'clock position. This is your date hand. So it provides multiple complications, the power reserve and the date complication. You can see right now it's pointing at the north position, which is pointing at number 31st. All right, now, I like this whole collection. I know a lot of watch enthusiasts, sometimes they buy one, or sometimes they like to collect the entire, all the color executions. So this one here, we made it 80 pieces limited edition per color execution. And one more difference is between this and that is the NE20 is, you notice the dial This one right here is a sunray finish, but this one over here a three-dimensional texture dial, and each one is like a little square box. Okay, it looks like a running box. Okay, and they're all ups and downs, which makes this dial a lot more interesting to look. I like it a lot. So we have this blood red burgundy, okay, with the black bezel. And then we have the silver dial with the blue bezel, okay, blue bezel, blue hands, and the blue subdial. Now the subdial, I want to point out again, for both of them, is really, really unique. Not only when you see this, is the chapter ring is concave in, same thing with the subdial is flat on the outside ring and then concave in with a micro imprint. You can see Japan movement, power reserve in the 6 o'clock position, which also I like that a lot. 1,000 meters or 3,300 feet submersible underwater. Okay, the watch is approximately 17 to 17.5 millimeter thick. We're taking a very thick sapphire crystal, to give you that to resist that type of water pressure. Okay, when you're down, they were all tested in the tank. Again, so we have the black bezel with the reflex blue dial, black bezel with the black dial, and the final is the brown bezel with the solid turquoise. Very, very nice. I think a lot of people will probably go, I can't guess. The most unique colors here are these two right here. So I have a feeling, for a lot of collectors, they have a lot of watches already. They're always out there trying to look for something new, something that they don't have. But I'm gonna put on the black bezel with the black dial. See if you can see it again. Okay, here. All right, so you can see the size comparison of the Enforcer with the Concept S. These are designed very unique. I love the curvature. If you can see these in the camera, how it's seamlessly curved from the case to the bracelet. It's a thick watch. It's a heavy watch. I'm not denying it. It's specifically designed for guys that prefer a solid build, a tougher watch. When I say tougher watch, I mean like a heavier watch. So over 300 grams of solid stainless steel, definitely. So again, the movement is 29 joules, exhibition case back. The rotor is fully decorated. The vibration is 21,600 vibration per hour. And these are the premium movements coming from SII, Seiko Instrument Incorporated. Now, so I like to mention the price that we're going to go out, and it's incredible. Because if you go to the internet and search it up, you don't see this type of movements around a lot, number one. And number two is the price of the watches with these type of movements in them is usually double or triple of what we offer too. So very, very nice. And I'm going to do a Loon Shot, and you guys can see what they look like in dark. The best way to do this is use a LED light or halogen light, charge the watch, around it for, I would recommend 10-20 seconds. And you can see initially it's gonna glow very, very bright, and then it's gonna from super, super bright, and it's gonna slowly go back to the normalcy. And then after your eyes are getting adjusted, you will be able to see them in the dark for a very, very long time, hours. Sometimes I wake up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I don't even charge the watch before I go to sleep. I really don't. I just wear my watch, and when I'm wearing it, the light automatically absorbs to the loop, the Loon paint, And so I often wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I open my eyes, I check out the time. I was like, wow, it's still, I'm still able to see the time. Is make sure, because when from bright light to go into the dark, it takes time to get your eyes adjusted to the darkness. So anyway, thank you very much for watching and tuning, and please subscribe to our channel and follow us and give us a like and let us know your comments, and we do the best we can. So thank you, and I will see you again.